Let's settle into the present moment because it's the only thing that there is. Right here, right now, if you don't go into thought, the movement of thought, which takes you away from this stillness, yes, there are certain things happening, which is movement itself, because thought is interpretation and it creates time. It creates a future moment to this last moment. But that is all happening in what? In a field of awareness. So you're looking for stillness, but the very movement, the very activity, this is happening. I want that. I don't like that. Creates the illusion that the stillness is not here, yet this is the only thing that you want. This is the only thing that there is here. This is the only thing that remains. If I were to ask you what's the most intimate, close thing to you, if you're devoid of concepts, thinking, you still exist, you're still here, you would come to the sense of presence, of stillness. Even the sense that I'm speaking or that there's a sense of me here is still being seen by this awareness, by this presence, by this stillness. It's so still. You see, it's like you're in a car and everything else is moving, but inside the car, you're always here, you're always still, you're always present. And you can't understand this because who would there be to understand it? Understanding is a mechanism arising in that awareness. So there's no need to understand it. You shouldn't want to understand. The wanting is coming from thought. This is the movement that you have to see. So you're looking for stillness, which the very wanting to understand it, right? Whether it's peace, freedom, happiness, whatever it is, the very movement takes you away from the stillness that is already here. If you didn't have that thought, would you be looking for happiness? Would you be looking for peace, freedom, whatever it is? These are ideas, constructs of the mind, which are appearing in that same awareness. And what you think is out there, this is the crazy part. What you think is out there is not really out there. It's just appearing inside of awareness. So imagine that you are in an art gallery and you see a painting. You know that you're seeing the painting, and then you can notice the painting and the fact that you're seeing the painting. So it's a image appearing in your perception, but even perception is still being perceived. It's almost like I can perceive myself making these words or hearing someone or feeling my body all at the same time simultaneously, because there's something here that always remains. There's always something here that is constant, that it can't be the ultimate subject. Everything is an object in this awareness, which is the subject, but it's not a subject in what the mind understands or what we would conceive of. And this constant understanding to say, okay, but how do I know that I am the ultimate subject? It's like saying, how do I know that I'm not the thinker? You can't prove that you're not the thinker, but you can prove that there's something beyond the thinker. To say, I am the thinker, I'm having these thoughts. Okay, but you're perceiving that. So I can't say that I'm not the thinker, but I can't say that there's something more than the thinker. I can't say that I don't move, but I can say that there's something that notices the movement. If we go back to all the layers and we strip away like an onion of these concepts, this understanding, the thinker, you think there's a thinker in here, but you're never going to find it because there's just appearances. There's just appearances that are rising in this field of awareness. You would just be here, and here is that presence. Here is that stillness where you don't need to move to the next thought, to the next idea, even though mind wants it that way because it wants to find the very stillness that is looking. It's like You're immersed into the content of experience, but you're not looking at what is looking. Who has the capacity, not even a who, but what has the capacity to look? Who is actually looking? And it can't be a concept, an idea of you, because that's still being watched. And so what you are is not a concept. Really take that in. What you are is not a concept. Concepts will still arise in this. But because I'm watching it, they're objects, they can't be me. Again, the mind wants to understand it, but let it be. Remain in the stillness that is you. This is the restlessness. This is the movement that keeps pushing you away from, okay, I can be okay with this. I can allow this to happen. It doesn't change the awareness. Ask yourself that. Is the awareness affected by this? Is the awareness changing by this? Are you really hurt by what anything could say to you? The thought of I'm being affected or I'm hurt can arise, but is it really hurting you? And what is perceiving that? And so that's why when we strip all the labels, we're just left with this presence, this stillness, that it's never wanted anything. It's never resisted or pushed away something, that these are just simply ideas that the mind is saying that I should resist it, that this is somehow defining me. It's creating these labels, right? This separation saying, I'm this, I'm the body, I can be hurt, and that is not me. Well, that creates, it doesn't even create the separation. You see, separation is an appearance, a knowing in this awareness. And that knowing appearance is knowing itself through this separation as an experience, but it's all one, it's all unity. So how can we practice this a little bit more? It's by turning your attention consistently and focusing all of your being into this, what is looking, and not trying to understand it. You don't need an answer. That very need is what creates the seeking, because it's trying to understand, well, how can I exist in just this, in just presence? It's just stillness. Again, what you are is not a concept. So you don't need to be something. Even those things will arise, but they're not you because you're watching them. And so perhaps maybe you've always been defined by certain things, by events, by what people have said to you, by your sensations, right? By your actions. But notice how all of that has been happening in this awareness, that it's been the ownership, it's been the identification with thought and the movement pulling you away from that stillness, that you weren't able to see, okay, where is this content appearing in? And if you notice, it's there, it's constantly on. And it's only the belief in the thought of the voice in your head that is telling you, I'm affected. I want this. This means this. This is important to me. I need to change this. Something needs to happen. This voice is very convincing, but it's always being seen. And the only thing that's going to stop it is when you stop believing in that thought, in that voice, which if you were the thoughts, you would be able to control them. And you can, because the one trying to control them or taking ownership of it is another thought itself. Again, don't create more seeking by seeking more answers, by seeking more understanding. Remain in this stillness, in this presence, and surrender to what you are. Allow whatever is occurring, and don't move. Don't believe the movement of thought.